Good afternoon, classmates. So, this is the continuations of Leah Jane Kagang reports about the famous Aquinas. So, this afternoon, my report is all about the context of Aquinas ethics. So, what is ethical according to Saint Thomas Aquinas' natural law ethics? The master principle of natural law, wrote Aquinas, was that good is to be done and pursued and evil avoided. Aquinas stated that reason reveals particular natural laws that are good for humans, such as self-preservation, marriage and family, and the desire to know God. Full consideration of Aquinas' ethics would require us to explore his discussion of other matters, such as how, in our pursuit of happiness, we direct our actions towards specific ends. We might explore how emotions, the passions, are involved in this process and therefore require a proper order if they are properly to contribute to a good life. We might explore how our actions are related to certain dispositions, often referred to as habits, in a dynamic way, since our actions both arise from our habits and at the same time reinforce them. We might explore his discussion of how we develop either good or bad habits with a good disposition leading us toward making moral choices, thereby contributing to our moral virtue, and a bad disposition inclining us toward making immoral choices, bringing us to vice. So the Christian life, therefore, is about developing the capacities given to us by God into a disposition of virtue inclined toward the good. So, the Aquinas ethics, or Aquinas also puts forward that there is within us a conscience that directs our moral thinking. So, this does not refer to some simple intuition or gut feeling. For Aquinas, there is a sense of right and wrong in us that we are obliged to obey. However, he also adds that this sense of right and wrong must be informed, guided, and ultimately grounded in an objective basis for morality. So, we are called to heed the voice of conscience and enjoined to develop and maintain a life of virtue. However, these both require content. So we need something more. We need a basis for our conscience to be properly informed, and we need a clearer guidepost on whether certain decisions we make lead us toward virtue or vice. So being told that one should heed one's conscience, or that one should try to be virtuous, thus very little to guide people as to what specifically should be done in a given situation. Thus, there is a need for a clearer basis of ethics, a ground that will more concretely direct our sense of what is right and wrong. So for Aquinas, this would be the natural law. We can recall how the ethical approach, called the divine command theory, urges a person toward unthinking obedience to religious precepts. Given the problems of this simplistic approach to ethics, we can contrast how the moral theory of Aquinas requires the judicious use of reason. In doing so, one's sense of right and wrong would be grounded on something stable, human nature itself. We will start by exploring how Aquinas restates the Christian message, making use of a philosophical vocabulary appropriated from the ancient Greeks. We then look at how Aquinas speaks of the essence and also the varieties of law. From there, we will able to explore the precepts of the natural law. What is virtue of ethics according to Saint Thomas Aquinas? So, Aquinas offers several definitions of virtue. According to one very general account, a virtue is a habit that disposes an agent to perform its proper operation or movement. These virtues are prudence, justice, temperance, and courage. What is an important idea in Aquinas' ethics? The main lines of Aquinas' theory of moral principle strongly suggest that moral norms, precepts, standards are specification of good is to be done and pursued and evil avoided, specifications which so direct choice and actions that each of the primary goods or elements of human fulfillment will be respected. So that would be all of my report. Thank you for watching.